All right. Let me just adjust my. Good morning and happy Thursday. Okay, this is the 40-day prosperity plan based on the Abundance book by John Randolph Price. I am your hostess on this journey, Devi Maisha, and we are at day 20. Day 20. Halfway done. Another 20 more days to go. Another chance to say the 10 statements twice over. So day 20 is the same as statement 10. I keep my mind and thoughts off this world, and I place my entire focus on God within as the only cause of my prosperity. I acknowledge the inner presence as the only activity in my financial affairs, as the substance of all things visible. I place my faith in the principle of abundance in action within me. I keep my mind and thoughts off this world, and I place my entire focus on God within as the only cause of my prosperity. I acknowledge the inner presence as the only activity in my financial affairs, as the substance of all things visible. I place my faith in the principle of abundance in action within me. So as I'm reading this today, what's coming to mind for me is not just, so when you think of this world, I want you to begin to think of it as, and I'm trying to find the words, like I know how it feels in my body, so bear with me because I'm wanting to get the English together for the vibration that's happening. To keep your mind and your thoughts off this world is to keep your mind and thoughts off of the physical, off of matter, off of what you can only experience with your five senses. To keep your mind off of this world isn't just about not taking in the news, not watching television, as much, not being influenced by everyone around you and what everyone else is doing. To keep your mind and thoughts off this world is to understand that you are more than the corporeal matter that you feel when you touch yourself. That is the density of this world. Hopefully that makes sense. I keep my mind and thoughts off, and it's in quotes, I keep my mind and thoughts off this world, off of the physical matter of this world, the physical grasping of dollars, the tangible touching of things. And I place my entire focus on God within, or source energy, or the quantum field, or the universe, or within as the only cause of my prosperity. I take my mind and thoughts off of what I can touch, off of the solidness of this body, and I place my attention on that which is unseen. I place my attention on the divine energy that runs through me, the infinite energy that is me. I place my attention on the field around me, of that into existence. Hopefully that makes sense. You take your mind, the statement for day 10 is you take your mind and your thoughts off of this world, off of this three-dimensional world. You expand yourself to understand and to know that you are the walking embodiment of this infinite energy. And because you are the walking embodiment of this energy, your focus is on the energetics. And from that space, you draw into yourself. From that space, from the quantum energy, from the God source, from the universal energy. From there you draw into you. And it even says in one of the statements, I draw into my mind, I draw into my being. And from there you create. So the creation of your wealth doesn't come from here. It doesn't come from here. It comes from you being in alignment with the energy that you are, with the energy that you are, that is connected to everything that is connected to the all, that is connected to God, that is connected to the source. And because you are connected to that whole entire field and all of that energy of unlimited abundance, you draw in from that energy, from that massive, expansive, infinite energy of abundance. From that pool, you draw into you the creative mind, the creative ideas, the energy that then flows through you, flows through your mind, your hands, and your body out into the world. And from there, you are now creating your wealth. You don't create it from this and push out. You don't push out. You draw to. You bring to into your body. So it's like. So remember, this is as you know, if you've been following along with this, you are really understanding and knowing that this body that houses you is the body, but it is all right. So you are this infinite piece of the all. You are this infinite piece of the all that has come into this realm, into this 3D dimension, to then allow that energy to flow out from this form. It comes from here first, goes in, flows out. You are more than this. It starts in the field, comes into you, and flows out. And as that infinite abundant energy is flowing through this body and out, it draws back in, it draws back to you the same vibration that you have sent out through this body. I've said it before and I say this is the antenna. This form is your antenna for this realm. And so anybody who remembers the rabbit ears, I do. You're standing at the television, you're trying to get a clear signal. Sometimes you're hitting it. You got to arrange the antenna just so that the signal comes in clear. Because what happens if the signal's not clear? You can't see it. It's snowy. You can't hear what's going on. The lines are squiggly. The vibration isn't clear. You are an electromagnetic vibration, by the way. You are vibrating. The reason why you're solid is because that is the rate at which you are vibrating. That's what makes you solid. You are an energetic matter, no different than anything else that exists on this planet. And so if your vibration is cloudy, if the lines are squiggly, what's coming through you can't get through clearly enough for it to be transmitted out. Because your antenna's all fucked up. So the signal is coming. The signal is here, like it's here, like with the antenna. The signal is there. The signal, as we've read, it is always working. The signal is always working. It never stops working. This infinite mind and of abundance and prosperity and creativity, it is always doing what it needs to do. Are you receptive to the vibration of it? Is your antenna clear? And if it's not, then the work is to get it clear, which is why as I grow in this and understand this more, the bot and I, it's so funny being involved in dance and personal training and things like that, knowing that I always knew there was a connection, right, to the mind and body. Always knew that. But to really grasp and see and understand that if you're not embodying this, if you're not, this is the antenna, this form that you have. When you are clear, you can receive the signal, epiphanies, what you think are coincidences, synchronicities. All of it starts to just happen. It starts to happen without you putting in effort, without the hustle and the grind and the work. I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta work, I gotta work, I gotta work. When your antenna, when this is clear, when your body is clear, when you have worked through your trauma, or at least are working on it, because there's no perfection in this. When you are working through this, when you are eating the way your body needs you to eat, and that is specific to different people. There is not just one way to do this, y'all. When you are eating the way your body needs you to eat, when your cells are on fire and they're running, when your mind is clear and it is in alignment, and all of this, and your antenna is on, when those signals come into you from the universe, from God, from source energy, from the infinite abundance, from the all, whatever you want to call it, you are able to receive it so clearly, and it just flows right out. And then it comes right back to you. And the more this is clear, the faster it comes back to you. Time has no meaning in the universe. We assign time because we're trying to measure existence. We can't measure our existence because we are not a beginning and an end. We have always been and we will always be. You are just now existing in this form that you see here right now. But there's no end to you. So when you take your mind off of this world and the idea that you are born and you die, the idea that there's a beginning and an end, the idea that there are only 24 hours in a day, 365 days in a year, when you take your mind off of that idea of linear time and I need to get this done in a certain amount, and when you take your mind off of this world and you really understand that this corporeal form is your antenna, and you are taking in the messages from God, source, all, the quantum field, Allah, Yahweh, whatever you want to call that. Time has no meaning because you've always been and you always will be. And you are simply using this body in this world and this experience to allow that infinite, always running, always creative energy that you are to flow through the matter, go out and vibrate back to you. But if you think that you're only a body, that you're only human, if you think that as you came into this world, some little blip of soul just landed in this, then it's like trying to send waves through a block of concrete in water. If you believe in the density of only this body, then when that energy, that is already who you are though, but when that energy wants to move, it can't move. There's no way for it to go because you're dense and you're constricted and you're contracted and you're blocking it. And so maybe it ekes out in little corners and you see these little shifts happening in your life and you think, that's coincidental. I got lucky. It's a little piece of something that kind of breaks through and you're like, oh, that was a lucky shot. Because you're so contracted and so packed, so solid that you cannot allow for that vibration to flow through you. Bruce Lee was so smart, man. You gotta be like water. You gotta be like water. You have to be a conduit. You need to be a conductor. Water. You have to be a conductor. Let it flow. You have to allow your body to open, so that the energy that is in you, that is reaching to the all that it is connected to, because remember, you are part of this, and this energy is always wanting to connect with the all. It is always wanting to do that. That's what we discussed, that your job is to be aware of this flow and allow yourself to open and expand, so that you can receive. Be like water. Yoda in The Empire Strikes Back. You think you're this crude matter. It's all been there. You think you're this thing that you can hit and see. You can hit and see it because of the way it's vibrating, but it's vibrating. Molecules are moving in my skin right now. Atoms are moving in my skin right now. I'm vibrating something. The statement for day 10. I keep my mind and thoughts off this world. This solid. This world. This dense matter. And I place my entire focus on God, source, energy, the universe, whatever you want to call it, within, as the only cause of my prosperity. Because as you allow this within you to expand, and you allow yourself to be that, and you allow that connection to the all, messages start coming to you. Ways of how to handle situations start coming to you, and you didn't have to think about it, and you didn't have to work hard for it. It just comes through you. I keep my mind and thoughts off this world, and I place my entire focus on God within as the only cause of my prosperity. I acknowledge the inner presence as the only activity in my financial affairs, the inner presence as the substance of all things visible. The inner presence is the substance as you push, as the energy goes out and it comes back to you, of all things visible. So it's not your eyes. It is the inner presence. I place my faith in the principle of abundance in action within me. The abundance in action within me. Clear the body. Clear the body. We store our experiences and our memories in our body, and then we use that to create our life. Yesterday, I gave everyone the activity to notice when you felt powerless. When did you feel like you were giving your power away? What was the conversation? What was happening? Who was it with? Because sometimes it's certain people. Notice what's happening in your body when you start to think of your bank account. Notice how your body feels, and ask your body what's happening here. Write it down. Write down the feelings, the sensations, and then begin to ask yourself, when did I first start feeling this way about my money? And then ask yourself, well, where did that message come from? I've done enough of these different things where it's like a lot of people come from the mind first. They're like, what messages did you receive about money? People don't really know. They don't know. That means we really don't know. Like, we try to answer the question. Start with your body first. How do I feel about my money? Write it down. Write it down. Where's that? When did I first feel these sensations? Now you're starting to, and now that's a way of going back, but you're going back in your body to see, when did this first start to really get in my body that this is what it is. This is an antenna for you to receive when you are connected to source, to the quantum field. When you are connected to that, this antenna then allows all of the signals to flow really well, and your life is flow. All right, that's it for today. We are going to be, for the ladies who have signed up for slow. Yes. And that's part of the work. That's part of the work. And slow is actually an introduction to something very exciting that I am planning, a year-long. I'm still allowing the messages to come through me, but what I can say is it's a year long. It's with me, and it is this work. This is the culmination of this work for me, as I pull it all together. And yes, it involves sexual energy. Abso-fucking-lutely. But there's so much more. There's so much more. So slow is the introduction to this work. It is happening Saturday. I've said Sunday by accident, but it is happening Saturday, October 1st from 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So wherever you are in the world, hopefully you can join in. I need to make sure that you can access it directly from my website. The link is in my bio info, especially on Instagram. It's easy to get to, but I'm going to make sure that the link is accessible on my website today as well. So if you just go to the top and click events or something, you can just purchase your ticket. Highly affordable, highly affordable, highly affordable. Anybody can get it on this. All right, and this is the work that we're doing, because we got to get this clear so you can have that connection open, so you can stop with this hustle, grind, and work hard shit. That's not the move. That's not the move. All right, I love you. Go live in flow. Practice some of these exercises from today and yesterday, and see what happens with your body. I'll see you back here tomorrow for day 21. Bye.